This is assignment 2, part 2, Apache Druid. Here we are going to discuss about imply installation and also about loading data from Kafka and general working of imply. So let us now begin. So as you can see the document in front of us, the imply installation is very easy and self-explanatory. The document is very self-explanatory. We just need to unpack the tar file and change the directory to imply 3.4.5. After this, we will start up an imply instance. I have done that and you can see this in the command prompt. Once I moved into my imply folder, we just need to start the imply instance. So we will go to the imply software we will learn about imply software in depth afterwards, but for now let us now focus on Apache Kafka. We will just have a brief note about it and about its installation and then working. You need to understand that imply is built on Apache Druid, which is a database used to ingest and index the data and then store it. This happens in two ways. The first way is batch processing, where data comes in form of batches and it is processed. The second way is stream processing, where the data comes in the form of stream and then it is processed. So when the streaming data is input, we use Apache Kafka, which has various capabilities, like it is highly scalable, it has high throughput, it offers high availability of data. By Kafka, we stream real-time data into our Druid instance. The workflow of it is as follows. So now, first we have the Kafka which streams in real-time data, which is ingested into our Druid, and on Druid imply is running. Imply provides greater features so that we can make use of ingested data by Druid. Kafka installation is very easy. So load from Kafka is clicked. Then we have to run the following commands in that terminal and then start up and then running the Kafka instance. Kafka sets up a service called Zookeeper, which is a coordination service. It will create a Zookeeper instance for a particular topic. Topic implies destination for our data. As I am using Wikipedia data, the destination is named Wikipedia. Then Kafka is broken on into a supervisor. To start the service, we will need to submit a supervisor specification to the Druid overload by running the following from the imply directory. The supervisor then supervises all the processes. So we will start up a supervisor instance of Apache Kafka and then we will start up a broker instance. The supervisor will supervise the broker and the brokers are the one who are doing the real work of coordinating and sending our real-time data. So a supervisor is first created, then a broker is created, and then finally we can load our real-time data to our Apache Druid. I have done all this and we can see this in the terminal. I have created a Kafka service here. My broker is running, as you can see, and it is streaming real-time data. And this real-time data is sent to Apache Druid finally. Now let us go to imply and it's working. Imply runs on port 9095. As you can see, I have ingested a lot of data from different datasets. One of the datasets which is live and incoming is the Wikipedia data. You can see it here. You can see that Wikipedia dataset here. On clicking it, you can see that type is equal to Kafka. It is being shown that type is Kafka, topic stream is Wikipedia, and the current status is running. If one wants to see that whether data is incoming, you can see here that in the last 1 minute, 3.3k amount of data is being inputted. Similarly, in the last 5 minutes, Similarly, in the last 5 minutes, 3.5K data is inputted, and in the last 15 minutes, around 7.1K data is inputted. So that shows that the data is processed in the real time. Now let's come to my dashboard. We have created a Wikipedia data cube, and here we will see that in current hour there are 3.79K events which are being streamed into our Apache Druid, and using Imply we are able to perform a lot of analysis. This is what actually a task of Imply. So now if you see that in the current day, there are about 28.93K events, and in the current week there are about 139.75K events. Now let us play around these dimensions at the left hand side. So we can see that time is a real dimension. I have played around all these dimensions and created an interactive dashboard. Now let us look into our dashboard to truly understand the power of Imply. You can see that I have created one field here. You can see that I've created one field here which shows the username, the number of events that is added, and whether they are added by a human or not. Under this field, we can see that Internet Archive bot has created around 200K events, but we can see that they are not from humans as it is showing 0 here. Let us now look at WP 1.0 bot. It has added around 80K events, and all of them are from humans. So WP 1.0 bot is a human. So basically here we can see how much edits a user is doing and whether if it is from a human or not. This field shows at which particular channel is the edits happening in. There is English Wikipedia, Spanish Wikipedia, Italian Wikipedia, and so on. Each channel is shown here. Here it shows whether the events are unpatrolled. Here it shows whether the events are new, and at the last here it is a graph which shows the common length and the added. The bubble size is the size of the event added. Now let us go back to our dashboard. Let me click on this human user, and after selecting this user, one can see that it was active on the English Wikipedia channel. We can see that very clearly. We can play around it by going to any time and date. See, we can go to any time and date. By selecting a particular time and date, we can see all this information has popped up here. So now if we go to this last field, we can see that this is the common length and this is the added. If more data is added, the greater is the bubble size. The different colors indicate the page. So if I clicked on this page, which is Wikipedia version 1.0 editorial team songs articles, and then I maximize this, we see the filter with page, user, time, and then I will show you what comment he made at a particular time. You see that he updated the logs for the past 7 days. That's why he is not adding new data but only updating it. So now I will reset this so that everything becomes back to normal and we can play around other pages. You can see that now everything is back to normal. Now on this page we can see that Zakar2008 is a user which has about 17K events, and all these events are human edit events. We can see various other information about the particular user on the screen. So in conclusion, we can say that this is the use of imply by which we can dissect the data immensely and gain important information about our data. Thank you.